Right now, there are people sitting in traffic on their way to jobs they secretly hate because of decisions they made at 22. Not huge decisions, tiny ones. Sleeping in instead of building skills. Scrolling instead of learning. Buying things to impress people they do not even talk to anymore. Waiting one more year to take life seriously. One more year. Then another. Then another. Until, suddenly, they wake up at 40 wondering where their life went. And the terrifying part is, most people do not realize they wasted their 20s until their 30s begin punishing them for it. Because your 20s do not feel important while you are living them, but they quietly decide almost everything about your future. Your money, your habits, your confidence, your freedom. Tonight, I want to show you two lives, two people, same age, same city, same income, but one small difference changes everything forever. This is Ryan, and this is Daniel. Both are 20 years old. Both just got their first jobs. Neither is rich. Neither has connections. Neither understands investing very well. But one thing separates them. Ryan believes he has unlimited time. Daniel understands time is the most valuable thing he will ever own. At first, their lives look almost identical. Ryan spends most of what he earns. Food delivery, gaming upgrades, weekend trips, random online shopping. Nothing extreme. Just normal modern life. And honestly, Ryan looks happier, more exciting, more fun. Meanwhile, Daniel does something boring. He saves $300 every month, studies after work, learns skills slowly, avoids debt. Nobody is impressed by him. Nobody posts disciplined decisions on social media. And that is why most people miss the beginning of self-destruction. Because bad futures rarely look dangerous at first. They look comfortable. At 23, Ryan feels ahead. His social life is exciting. His Instagram looks successful. Daniel still feels average. Still saving. Still learning. Still building slowly. But something invisible has already started. Ryan's habits are compounding. And so are Daniel's. That is the dangerous thing about life. Everything compounds. Money compounds. Skills compound. Discipline compounds. But laziness compounds too. So does distraction. So does debt. And at first, you cannot see any of it. Modern life is perfectly designed to destroy long-term thinking. Infinite scrolling, constant entertainment, one-click shopping, cheap dopamine every second. The average person wakes up, checks their phone, works a job they barely care about, escapes stress with entertainment, then repeats the same day for years. And slowly, without noticing, their future disappears. Not dramatically, quietly, one distracted year at a time. Ryan keeps telling himself something dangerous. I'm still young. And, technically, he is right. But every year he delays improving himself. His habits grow deeper. Because eventually, temporary behavior becomes identity. And identities are hard to escape. At 27, Ryan starts feeling pressure for the first time. Friends are moving forward. Some built businesses. Some invested early. Some developed valuable skills. Meanwhile, Ryan still lives almost exactly like he did at 20. Except now, life feels heavier. Bills feel stressful. Debt feels real. And the excitement that once felt freeing starts feeling empty. At night, Ryan starts avoiding his banking app. Avoiding thoughts about the future. Avoiding difficult questions. Because deep down, he already knows something is wrong. This is where many people panic, because they realize something terrifying. Their 20s were not preparation. They were construction. Every repeated action built the person they became. Meanwhile, Daniel's investments crossed over $40,000. But the money is not the most important part. The important part is who Daniel became while building it. Disciplined, patient, focused, stable, and stability changes everything. Because when you have savings, you think differently. You negotiate differently. You handle stress differently. You make decisions from confidence instead of survival. At 30, the gap becomes impossible to ignore. Daniel now has over 6 figures invested. But the money is still not the biggest difference. The biggest difference is freedom. Freedom to leave toxic jobs. Freedom to survive emergencies. Freedom to breathe. Meanwhile, Ryan feels trapped. And for the first time in his life, he starts calculating time. How many years until retirement? How many years to recover financially? How many years he wasted? And this is the moment many adults secretly break inside, because they realize the future they imagined was never automatically coming. It had to be built, slowly, consistently, painfully. Most people think wasting your 20s only costs a few years. It does not. It can completely change the rest of your life, because compounding is brutally unfair. A person who starts investing at 20 can end up massively ahead of someone investing far more at 35. Not because they were smarter, because they started earlier. Time matters more than intensity. And this applies to everything: health, skills, confidence, money, relationships. Your future is being built right now, whether you notice it or not. Every daily habit is a vote for the person you eventually become. At 40, Daniel's investments grow faster than his yearly contributions. That is when compounding becomes almost unbelievable. The money starts working harder than the person. Meanwhile, Ryan still works constantly, but now exhaustion follows him everywhere. And this is the age where regret becomes heavy, because by now, the missed years are visible, the wasted potential is visible, the consequences are visible, and the hardest part? Ryan was never lazy. He was distracted. Like millions of other people, distracted long enough to slowly lose control of his future. The truth is, you do not ruin your future in one day. Nobody wakes up and decides to destroy their life. It happens quietly, comfortably, one distracted year at a time, one more night wasted scrolling, one more paycheck spent trying to feel successful, one more promise to start later, until later quietly becomes never. And then one day, you wake up older, more tired, more anxious, wondering how life moved so fast, wondering where all the time went. But the truth is, time did not disappear. It was traded for comfort, traded for distraction, traded for temporary happiness. While your future waited for you to take it seriously, that is why your 20s matter so much. Not because you need to become rich, not because you need to become perfect, but because your 20s are where your future habits are born, and eventually, those habits become your identity. Then your identity becomes your life. Right now, your future self is being created by what you repeat, by what you ignore, by what you tolerate every day. And one day, you will finally meet the person your daily habits built. The only question is, will you feel proud of that person, or wish you started earlier? Because one of the most painful feelings in life is realizing you had enough time all along. You just did not understand how valuable it was until it was gone.